Hi y'all. So I haven't really had a chance to do a full presentation thing for January for my neurotic series, but I still wanted to get something out. I was looking for something that I'm obsessed with that is simple and easy to explain so I could still get something out on time this month. This is not simple, but it is easy to explain. This is something I dream about. I have watched this multiple times. I have made family members watch it. I have made friends watch it. So here we go. Today I will be explaining to you one of the greatest moments in all of baking competition history. Crime Scene Kitchen is a show where bakers not only have to be good at baking, but they also have to be good detectives. So in the titular Crime Scene Kitchen, something has been baked, but we don't know what it is. But in the kitchen, there's been evidence of ingredients and different types of baking tools used. So in teams of two, bakers have to gather all the clues, figure out which ones are trying to mislead them, rely on their baking knowledge to figure out what the mystery dessert is, and then actually bake that dessert correctly. It's not enough to just make the dessert delicious and good. You have to also get all of the details right. If everyone else made dark chocolate chip cookies, but you made white chocolate chip cookies, you better pray to any god you believe in that white chocolate chip cookies were what was made in the kitchen. Otherwise, your ass is basically grass. Also, BTW, the judges are Curtis Stone and Yolanda Gamp, and Joel McHale is the host because this is the Fox network, and Joel will love to take a Fox check and eat delicious desserts. So here we have Tarsha and Christy, who's a mother-daughter self-taught baking duo, and they've done pretty all right for themselves. In the first round of baking for the first episode, they made a key lime pie with a graham cracker crust, which ended up being the incorrect dessert, and also their graham cracker crust ended up being pretty loose, but the judges said it was pretty tasty. In the elimination bake, they were able to guess the correct dessert of a blood orange upside down cake. So it's taking a spin on pineapple upside down cake and throwing in a twist of blood orange. So that's the type of thing we see here on these shows, on this show. But in episode 3, which is technically round 2 for these guys because they're alternating between the self-taught bakers and the classically trained bakers, and it's not important, Tarsha and Christy falter and they get this immunity dessert wrong. They made brownies with mint cream cheese and a caramel de menthe extract, which is one half of the correct dessert, but they also made turtle brownies with caramel on top, instead of making the necessary coffee streusel brownies, which were the ones that were paired with the creme de menthe brownies. On top of that, they had to overcorrect and rush bake these brownies, which ended up making them dry. They're feeling pretty low at this point. One team guessed the dessert perfectly and got immunity, and several other teams made better brownies than them. It's time to put all that away because now it's the elimination bake. So we've got a cake ring mold here. There's cream cheese wrappers in the trash. So we can pretty obviously conclude that a cheesecake was made, right? But there are some weird clues too. We've got burnt parchment paper, and we've got an oven that's 450 degrees Fahrenheit, which is abnormally high for a cake to be baked at. None of them know what the fuck to do with the parchment paper. Everyone's confused, and Paul Hollywood isn't there to bail them out. Then the world's still, the clouds part, and we get this moment.
Wait a minute. So the parchment paper smells like vanilla. I know that there's a blackened cheesecake, like a basque cheesecake, where the cheesecake is burnt. What the heck is a basque cheesecake?
Tarsha knows something called a basque cheesecake, where the cheesecake is burned on the outside and is crustless. It explained why the parchment paper was burned like that, but baking a cheesecake to the point of being burned? That's sacrilegious. That goes against all logic. It's counterintuitive. Frankly, it might even be blasphemous. But Tarsha thinks it's the right dessert, and so that is what they're going with. The round concludes, and everyone has made a cheesecake. Crusts were made. One team has made a crustless cheesecake that's clearly struggling, but to be honest, I love cheesecake, and Curtis said this was a good cheesecake, so I would probably eat it, even though it looks like a disaster of IHOP pancakes. But is something off? there's still confusion rampant. Then, Tarsha and Christy reveal their basque cheesecake, and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what this is. Who would want to eat this cheesecake? And when I was first watching this, I can't blame them either. There's like a pool of black void in the middle. I would eat it because I'm curious, but I get why people don't want to eat this thing. However, Curtis and Yolanda said it was delicious. So maybe there is a method to the madness. Hi, just jumping in after I finished editing the video because I realized I feel like I was ragging on their basque cheesecake and the concept of basque cheesecake a little bit too hard. It's not actually burnt, it's more heavily caramelized, but I think it's a very, very fine line. And also they made a blackberry and blueberry compote and whipped cream, which there was evidence of in the kitchen, and more or less everyone got that right, so it doesn't really factor into the final decision. But, you know, we have this combined, like, super sweetness to kind of balance out whatever bitterness the basque cheesecake may or may not have. So, did they get it right? The time comes. There is literally 3 minutes left in this episode, and the Confectionator 3000, stupid name I know, is about to reveal the mystery dessert, and it is none other than a motherfucking basque cheesecake. That's right. What looks to be a marshmallow that has been left in a microwave for far too long is actually a cheesecake that has been burned deliberately. Tarsha and Christy are safe. They were mired in despair. Misinformation was flowing everywhere, but they stared baking logic in the eye and said, "No, I will do something that I've heard of that sounds weird, but it makes sense, so we're going with it." Hi, it's editing Lindsay again. I make it sound like it's the most insane thing in the world to make a burned cheesecake, and I know it's not. It's very counterintuitive, though, I think. My apologies to the Basque region of Spain. You guys are not crazy. You just are very subversive. And I don't think a lot of other regions would have thought the way you did. But I'm glad you did. You challenged them all to baking. All right, we can get back to it now. And all of the other teams are happy for them. I mean, I think they're happy for them too, but they also just kind of want to die because they're the ones who made the cocoa graham cracker crust and very obviously are going home, you know, which respect, but RIP. It's just perfect. These two trusted their gut, they trusted each other, and they read all the clues perfectly. They quite literally ate this episode, and they redeemed themselves from dry brownies and that loose graham cracker crust from episode 1. You see, irony, or no, it's not irony, callback. We'll just call it a callback. Evolution, character growth, mirroring, all those things. It's a moment for the books. It's wild, plot twist. It's a crazy ride. I've never had a Basque cheesecake, but I will never forget what it is because of this episode. And when I do eventually try one, because I will make it happen at some point in my life, and it's not delicious, then I will be so furious that I will cause the heat death of the universe. Thank you for your time.